Well, we have reached our final destination. I just want to say there are a lot of bugs here, but it's beautiful. It was a little overgrown on the path. Definitely took the harder path. I'm not sure when those bushes popped up or when those thorns got to be um, 6 or 7 foot high, but they did, and I had to remind myself, you chose this path, Melissa. You chose a difficult path to walk, so people can follow behind you. I'm come to the conclusion that I'm here to lead as well as heal. A dual mission. That one's hard to swallow some days because I enter into relationships probably with people that should only be clients, but I'm not looking for clients. But they become a client, and to date a client never works. And they might be good for weeks, months, years even, and then my soul decides to hold a mirror up to them to initiate the next stage of healing. Sometimes I call it ready, set, go. I've flown down a slide at David Thompson Resort by Nordegg. I had, of course, my purse on one shoulder, a cigarette in my hand. I had leggings on, the Zaya leggings that are similar to the Lululemon leggings, and I said ready, set, go, and I took a run at that slide. I should not have taken a run at that slide. Fortunately, it was caught on video. I hit the one bump at the bottom and thought I was going to fly off this slide that I've rode pretty much every summer since I was young on the way to Fairmont Hot Springs. And when I hit the bottom, I caught a lot of air, and when I hit the bottom, I thought I broke my tailbone. I recently rode this slide again. First time I had a dress on, and I was a little worried about the damage to my skin that might occur if I go flying down this hot metal slide. So I was careful. I then put leggings on. Now, not the leggings I wore last time, not the super slippery ones, just a normal pair of leggings. And still, I couldn't bring myself to take a run at this slide knowing what awaited for me at the bottom. I had walked that path before. I knew the lesson at the bottom of the slide, and I decided I had learned that lesson, and I then needed to move on to the next lesson. So when the same situation manifested itself, knowing full well what was at the bottom of that slide and what lesson there was, I chose to have learned from the previous lesson to not repeat this lesson and to gently, without running, while being filmed, go down this slide. And I did not feel like I was going to die. I did not feel like my tailbone was going to be broken. And I think looking back on it, I can without a doubt say I had learned my lesson at the bottom of that slide. There's a few lessons I've learned in the past, we'll call it the past year. We did 2.5 years in the Dark Night of the Soul. That was definitely the universe letting me know that I was on the wrong path. I was not doing what I was put on this earth to do. That everything can always be worse. Not that I thought my life was miserable or depressing. A lot of times this is what happens with people. They walk around with a dark gray rain cloud attached to their crown chakra, raining on everyone around them, bringing everyone else down. I mean, currently we are in a war of the worlds, on the brink of World War III. People say that. I think it's going to be a civil war, but I'm not going to, I'm not ever going to dwell on the political side. Most people that know me know I don't read the news, I don't watch the news. I don't subscribe to their fear-mongering. I do understand certain events will get back to me. I vote, always vote, go vote. I say, if you don't vote, you can't bitch about it. If a politician gets into power and you didn't vote and you bitch about it, well, you didn't even try. But I learned my lesson at the bottom of that slide. I did not need to repeat said lesson. I didn't think anything different would happen that time. Would I have a better time almost dying and breaking my tailbone at the bottom of the slide? Probably not. Will it be funnier than the last time? No, it will not. Will it ruin my entire vacation because it is at the beginning of the vacation if I break my tailbone? Yes. Yes, it will. The lessons never stop. I like to refer to this one list I came across, and it's from a book called If Life Was a Game, These Are the Rules. Number 1, you will receive a body. You may not like it, but it's yours for the entire round. Number 2, there are lessons. You are enrolled in a full-time school called life. A lot of us forget that we chose to be here. We chose this life. We chose this family. We chose this period of time. We chose our parents. We chose our children. We chose our loved ones. Sorry, I'm a little emotional today. We chose this path. We chose specific life lessons to continue to work on, of course, if we didn't finish them in the last reincarnation, or to start. We chose this life. We choose every day what kind of day we're going to have. Sometimes the deer do pass through here, but I'm being loud, so I don't think I'll see them until I meditate. We choose our career, we choose our actions, we choose our thoughts, we choose our clothing, we choose the food we put in our body, we choose the amount of time we self-reflect, we choose to take time to journal, we choose to take time to binge watch TV, we choose to put unhealthy foods in our bodies. That's fine if you're going to put unhealthy food in your body. Like I said, I follow an 80-20 rule. 80% of the time I put good food in my body. 20% of the time you're probably going to see me eating chocolate chips straight from the bag because I ran out of chocolate bars. If you don't have a cookie every once in a while, I guarantee you're going to eat an entire box and you're going to feel awful and you're going to get mad at yourself and you're going to blame yourself and you're going to put yourself down. That voice in your head putting you down, telling you you are not good enough, telling you that you're never going to make it, telling you that your bad day is someone else's fault, telling you you're fat and stupid and lazy. Anything that even remotely sounds like that doesn't come from a place of love, with respect and kindness, we can kindly inform someone, I see you're unhealthy with your weight currently. You've mentioned a lot that your clothes don't fit. that your knees hurt, that your back hurts, that you're not sleeping well, that you have less energy than you used to, you can kindly say to that person, hey, I've been juicing and I've been eating more salads and more lean protein, wild meat, consuming protein smoothies, adding ground flax to my diet, exercising more, drinking more water, spending less time on social media. And I feel great and I sleep well and my clothes fit. We could directly tell them that they've gained weight and we think they should lose weight. Why? Is it your body? Is it your fucking problem? No, they know they've gained weight. They are unhappy about it at this point in time. We must never tell someone what they should and shouldn't do. This really gets me because I've been with people who I truly enjoy and they insist on telling me what I should and shouldn't be doing. And I think it's coming from a place of love. But the way they go about it is downright, and this is my PTSD, this is a trigger for me. This comes across as controlling and not being accepting of the other person's mission, path, wants, needs. Yes, we are all one. We are all connected. And what one person does affects us and vice versa to some extent. But to tell someone how to live their life because that's how you think they need to live their life, and maybe it's simply because it works for you. Great, it works for you. Everybody is different. Every body is different. I'm an O positive blood type. That is the hunter and the gatherers. The type O's are the oldest blood type. I need a reasonable amount of carbs or I am fucking cranky. I am miserable. I've gone on the keto diet, and when you bring your carb daily intake under 50 grams, your brain needs 50 grams of carbs per day, which doesn't take much. Look up how many carbs is in a carrot, ladies and gentlemen. How many grams of carb are in an avocado? And you will quickly understand what you were not eating every day to get your carbs under 50 grams. At this point in time, you hit keto flu. Yeah, that's great if you want to burn what little fat is left on your body at the cost of wanting to murder everyone around you. I always say, you do you, and I'm going to do me. And if we have a common shared goal, let's work towards that goal. If you're going to start telling me how to live my life, what to do with my time, what to wear, how to do my hair, that one gets me. How to do my hair, what I should and shouldn't do, what to eat, what to think, what kind of music to listen to. I don't need that in my life. I've come too far, and I've been too traumatized. My children have been through too much to watch their mother be mistreated, verbally, physically abused over and over and over. I always bring it back to the ones that are watching, your children around you. You may not have children, but if you're ever around children, they're always watching and learning, and their brains are recording and creating neural pathways. We don't need to generate any more generational trauma. I had two beautiful souls work on me. They did, give me a minute, it was a body code. And my generational trauma went back something like 27 or 29 generations, not years, generations, 29 generations back. And even before they dealt with my generational trauma on that level, I had dealt with my more recent generational trauma. I promised myself I would never treat my children the way I was treated. I will not make them sit there and finish their dinner. My youngest doesn't stomach protein very well. He doesn't like eating it. When he chooses to eat his fruits and his vegetables on his plate and not his protein, or if he eats half a cupcake and he stops and says he's full, he's full. His body does not like a lot of proteins, and our animal protein being sold in the grocery stores this day, I mean, I don't blame him. There's the fear and the adrenaline that rushes through the cow's body as a bolt goes through its brain, because on the ride there, he knows, she knows, the cow knows. And that fear and adrenaline, that energy, entirely consumes his body. The body has a flight and also freeze response that releases cortisol that has to do with the adrenal glands, and that energy taints the meat. That energy is still there when we consume it. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. For those of you that are very scientific, you say, well, no, energy is neither created nor destroyed. So tell me, where did that energy go when the cow was murdered? It went somewhere. It went into you when you ate that McDonald's hamburger. Was that burger made with love? Was that burger from a cow that was not pumped full of hormones, antibiotics, and then murdered in a brutal fashion? I'm not a vegan or a vegetarian. I love meat, but I'm also an empath, so I'm very mindful of the energy that comes from food. When I eat deer, when I eat moose, when I eat elk that was killed quickly, it's a beautiful energy. It nourishes my body. Not everyone needs a lot of red meat, but like I said, as O positive, I need a lot of protein. I need a fair amount of complex carbs. Sometimes it's simple carbs. If I don't sleep well, my body craves simple carbs, because your body needs energy from something, ladies and gentlemen, and it did not get it from sleep. So it's going to ask you all day for junk food. It's going to want the simple carbohydrates for quick energy, because when you don't put gas in your gas tank, your car doesn't go. So in an attempt to put gas in your gas tank, your body says, please, if you're not going to sleep, if you're not going to nap, if you're not going to bare minimum get horizontal, which is good for the adrenal glands, fill me full of junk food. Give me tons of sugar, tons of caffeine, to the point that by the evening you are jittery, you have a headache, you feel bloated, and then you're overstimulated and your body doesn't want to sleep that night. You have a hard time falling asleep. You resort to sleeping pills, whatever and whatnot, and then you don't sleep well again, and then the whole vicious cycle repeats itself, and it repeats itself, and it repeats itself until you put a stop to it. Until you stop it, it will continue to repeat. Same with generational trauma. It will continue to repeat until someone says, I've had enough. I've had enough trauma. I've had enough shit and abuse. I've had enough verbal, emotional, and sexual abuse. I have had enough with how it affects me and my loved ones and my children. I've had enough. And there is nothing wrong with setting boundaries after you've tried and said, I've had enough, and walk away.